I mean, I've had some crazy one-night stands in my life, but god damn, that's a bit much. Shattered is brought to us by director Louis Prieto and stars Cameron Monaghan, Lily Krug, John Malkovich, and Frank Grillo. A rich divorcee falls in love with a mysterious woman, but soon he, his ex-wife, and his child get trapped in a desperate fight for survival. Okay, this movie, it's not good. Now, I've seen worse, that's for damn sure, but I've also seen a whole lot better. We basically got a psychotic grifter played by Lily Krug who is playing Cameron Monaghan's Chris character. She works her way into his life and then holds him hostage until he gives her pretty much everything in his life. He's rich as fuck. He founded some security company or something that took off with the internet. And the vast majority of the movie is just her torturing this guy at his house, trying to get passwords and names and keys and find out where all of his money is. And then of course, he breaks loose and some fights ensue, some other people get involved, and a bunch of shit like that. I guess this movie was kinda boring and really lost me a few times. The basic idea behind the story is not particularly bad. It's not particularly thrilling either. It's nothing we haven't seen before, but I could have dealt with that. It's just really drawn out. And on top of that, the performances in the movie vary wildly. Cameron Monaghan's fine, Frank Grillo does pretty good, but John Malkovich, I can't really say he's bad, but he's just acting really hammy and cheesy, and it doesn't really fit this movie. We of course have seen Malkovich do great things, so I don't think it's a talent thing. I think he was directed to be that way. But don't worry, you're not gonna have a lot of time to really focus on his performance in this film, because you'll be focusing on Lily Krug's absolutely god-awful performance in this movie. She is one of the two leads in this movie, and when one of your two leads is just fucking abysmal, then you know that you got some problem. Now the dialogue she's saying, while yeah, a bit boring, isn't awful or anything. It's not super hokey and goofy, but her performance is just so over the fucking top. They needed somebody on set to reel her in. It's like they said, just go Glenn Close crazy as you fucking wanna here, and they just let that happen, and nobody was there to say, hey, you know what? That right there, that might have just been a little bit too far. Let's reel that in just a bit. Because her performance is just fucking awful. And it's not even just the parts where she goes way over the top. Just the parts where she's sitting there talking, regular dialogue, that's pretty bad too. Now I'm not really familiar with Krug off the top of my head. She's probably been in some other stuff and maybe she did well there, but not here. And given the performance we got from Malkovich in this movie and how I do think that that was more of a direction thing, I'm gonna say that maybe she's not a bad actress, but she just had some really fucking bad direction here. Overall, nobody's really what I would call good in this movie. Just some people are not as bad as others. But hey, I'm jumping the gun going right to the performances because they were pretty fucking bad. Let's talk about the story. Like I said, the story's not awful at its base, but the way it's executed is just so fucking drawn out. And so many things happen in this story that just, while I guess within the confines of the story they make sense, but they would just never fucking happen. They're absolutely unbelievable. Not in a I can't suspend disbelief kind of way for a few minutes. No, and just that's fucking stupid. Nobody would do that, not even in this world that you've created. This movie can't make up its mind what it wants to be, how it wants to portray itself. One moment, it's kind of like a serious in tone thriller. The next moment, it's just fucking hokey, goofy, over the fucking top. We go from this woman slowly torturing this guy all audition style to her chasing somebody around a fucking house with a goddamn katana. And quite honestly, I'm cool with either of those tones, but when you put them in the same fucking movie, it's what the fuck am I watching? Probably wondering, what about the rest of the story? Talk about something else there. Well, there's not really anything to talk about. What I've said, that's really all the fuck there is. They got this guy in a fucking house. They torture him for a while and they keep telling him, give us your passwords, give us names of things, tell us where this money or this thing is. And then you have the inevitable big throwdown in the end, and that's about it. I mean, I guess I could talk about the throwdown in the end, and I'm not spoiling anything. We all know that it's gonna happen, and we all know pretty much what direction it's gonna go. That throwdown, yeah, there's nothing special about it. I will say that there is one thing that the movie did do that I guess was okay, especially compared to everything else. It subverted my expectations in what they do to a certain person in this movie. Some of the things they do that you just can't come back from, I was like, okay, yeah, you guys are going kind of hard there. I appreciate that. But on the flip side of that, these things that are done to this person don't really carry any weight beyond that. They don't really have any repercussions as far as the story's concerned. They don't have any long-lasting effects within this world, so it kind of takes away from it all a bit. The movie also is extremely forgettable, like so much so that I know I'm already forgetting things. Like there's one character, fuck it, I'll go ahead and say it. Frank Grillo's character, I honestly can't even remember what the fuck happened to his character, and I watched this movie like say 12 hours ago. What the hell did happen to his character? Seriously, man, I'm getting kind of worried here. What the hell? I just watched this movie, and I promise I was paying attention to the whole thing. I, for the life of me, cannot think of what the fuck happened to Frank Grillo. And I love Frank Grillo, but I have no clue what the fuck happened to him in this movie. Now, that's not to say that the movie didn't tell us what happened to him. It was just that forgettable that I just don't remember at this moment. Not just this moment, I'm not gonna remember in a few moments either. This movie is just slowly seeping out of my fucking ears, and honestly, that's probably the best thing. Now, remember how I said the tone was just like all over the place and the movie couldn't make up its mind of what it wanted to be? There are moments in the movie when it decides, hey, let's be like an over-the-top kind of gore fest for a sec, but they never quite want to commit to that. One moment they want to do things off camera and allude to things that are happening, and then the next moment they just want to show it in all its glory. They do this thing over here and there's not much blood, and then they go do this thing over here and there's just fucking blood everywhere. It just doesn't really make sense. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be like ultra graphic or PG-13? Make up your fucking mind. Me, myself, I go with the ultra graphic route. That at least may have been a bit more entertaining, but they just couldn't even make up their mind. There's some moments in this movie when they're doing some of this torture and they start doing things, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is a little bit exciting. This is gonna be fucked up. What the fuck? You cut away. And then the next moment they're fucking hacking a person up and there's goddamn blood everywhere. What the fuck? This movie makes no sense whatsoever on any goddamn level to me. The only thing that got shattered here were my expectations that I could have possibly watched a decent movie for a decent afternoon. But no, that didn't fucking happen. Guys, what else could I say about Shatter? This just wasn't a good movie. The performances are wildly inconsistent and some of them are just flat out fucking bad. The story is basic as hell and there's nothing fresh about it. And some of the things that happen in this movie are just dumb as shit. And I could really deal with some of that stuff. I could find some entertainment value in movies that have those characteristics. But the whole boring thing, I just can't let that go. If you're a form of entertainment and you're boring, you have failed. Is this movie a dumpster fire? No, not quite. But it is only really worth checking out on USA Up All Night.
It's not worth it.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Godfrey.
Hi, it's Yolanda on USA Up All Night.
It's so big. It's just not worth it.
Man, I was really expecting a lot more from this movie, but nope, just don't. That's really all I can say about this movie. Just don't. So there it is, guys, my review of Shatter. If you enjoyed, want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon in the description below. Become a jarhead and get some of the awesome benefits to go along with it, like these guys, and possibly join my top tier and become a bad motherfucker like my man Greg C and Dragon Con. If you like video games or you just like to see this dumb motherfucker prancing around like a goddamn idiot, then check out my new gaming channel, Jag. Yeah, that's what I named it. There's a link in the description. Any support is appreciated. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Aspen.
Stay back.
Oh, John Malkovich, what happened? Did you need a paycheck or something? Are you falling behind on rent? Jesus Christ, because this was fucking bad, dude. Do better.